Hi, Ebony. This is Dr. Jester. Wanted to go over your Islam paper for just a little bit and talk to you about some of the issues here. So basically, you have a very good purpose statement as you open the essay. It's focused. The statement gives an indicator of what you intend to talk about. Now, you only have 2 sentences. All paragraphs should have at least 3 sentences, so that's something to think about for the future. Spaces between paragraphs are too much. You need to shorten that up like I'm doing right now. Delete that. This would have to also be indented. Each paragraph needs to be indented. Now, what I'm more concerned about, and this is kind of the issue you had last time, you have these quotation marks around phrases and words in big sections, which indicates a quote. Okay? So this right here indicates all this is quoted material. And actually, the Turnitin report indicates that too. If you'll look at this, all of this tells me that you're borrowing this from these sources. These sources listed right over here indicate that you've just basically taken the majority of this material, you placed it into yours. You even quote what somebody else said that Cordon said. All right, so we have a problem here. There is no indicator where you borrowed this from. These are an amalgamation of all of these sources thrown into one quote. It's incorrect, number one. You can't quote that much material without specifying where that material came from. That's called plagiarism. It's an academic code of conduct violation. It is extremely serious, or can be. I think what we have is an issue here that you're not familiarizing yourself with the style guide. This is going to be an issue where you need to learn to write academically. So somebody else says it sounds good, sounds great, you throw it into your paper, but you have to tell exactly where you got that information. You have to specify the exact place by giving the reference, the author, the date of the publication, and then also the page number where you borrowed that. Now, all of this is coming from all these multiple sources, so each item has to be quoted. So what you're basically going to have to do to rectify these issues, and it's fairly serious. Here you have one of the same things. I don't know if you're quoting from this individual. You have that quote in quotation marks. That's incorrect. And I think you're just basically borrowing that and throwing it in from a source. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to have to do 2 or 3 things here to rectify the problem. You're going to have to watch the tutorial on plagiarism, what that means. You're going to have to do some writing clinic work. You're going to have to see what it means to write a correct paper, because this, it gets me in trouble if I let something like this pass. University has very strict policies on it. When you are writing academically, these things are public knowledge. When you borrow from a source, you have to correctly quote that. It's considered plagiarism. People lose their jobs and they're kicked out of school from these kind of violations. We don't want that to happen to you, and I don't think you mean to do it. It's just you're going to have to learn how to write correctly. And the way to do that is to look up all the material that I've mentioned. Make sure you verify that you have watched that in the individual form. When you have done that, you're going to need to rewrite this paper. But here's the issue. You're going to have to explain to me why this is happening. Are you not paying attention to the style guide? Is this something that you didn't mean to do but did it because it was easier? Explain that to me. Write me something in the individual form. Explain to me what's going on. It's at my discretion whether or not to allow a revision on this or not. But it cannot happen again. You cannot do that again. Otherwise, we have to officially report such an item to the university. It really is a big deal. People in academia take this very serious. So if you say, for example, that Dr. Jester said so-and-so, you have to quote when I said that and under what venue I said that. If you quote from a lecture, if you quote from a book, if you quote from a website, the style guide gives you all the forms to correctly cite your source and tells you exactly how to do that. So you're going to have to get that style guide down, treat it like a Bible, and read it and know it. Once you know that, then you can resubmit this. I'm going to give you 48 hours to respond in some way to the individual form and explain to me what is happening, and then we'll take it from there, okay? If you have any questions, give me a call. My number is listed in the classroom, so you'll be able to find it there. But I'm going to post this for you to watch, and I'm going to revise that for you, and I'll post all of this information in the individual forum.